Okay, guys, I'm back, Leather Stocking Angler. Alright, so I'm going to do a video, real quick video on the wacky rig and what kind of baits you can use the wacky rig. If you're not used to it, there's a wacky rig tool that you slide. Let me get one of the baits out and I'll show you. Get a yum dinger out. This is my multi-pack here with all my worms for different techniques that I do. Just trying to find a yum dinger. Here we go. Alright. So one of the main things, you can use any stick bait for a wacky rig. These here are the yum dingers. I use 5-inch most of the time because nice Bass Mafia. I use 5-inch most of the time. That way, there you don't have to worry about fighting with the panfish, because I learned when I fished Lake Moraine in Hamilton last year or the year before, I was using a 4-inch and I caught more rock bass. I probably could have filled a 5-gallon bucket with them. So my buddy that taught me about the wacky rig, he says, well, why don't you go ahead and upgrade to the 5-inch? So I went ahead and did that. Now, where are my wacky hooks? Here we go. Now, there's different types of hooks that you can use. If you want to try the weedless kind, this here is a VMC weedless wacky hook, and this here is just probably one of my Gamakatsu octopus hook, as it's called. Most of the time I use a 2-0. That way there you don't have to worry about the fish swallowing them so much, because if you're not paying attention, the fish will swallow a hook, and then you'll have to deal with that. So tell you what, this Bass Mafia icebox, I really do like it. All right, so we'll go ahead and use the O-ring tool. Let me open this back up. Myself, like I said, personally, I don't usually use them. As a matter of fact, I'll show you how easy it is to slide the O-ring on there. So this yum dinger, you want to use the thin side of the hook here, and then just kind of feed it on there. Now, you can use, like I said, you can use any kind of stick bait that you want. You don't necessarily have to use a yum dinger. I got some ochos in there. I'm pro staff for Godfather Baits. I got some stick baits coming from them that I'll be using this summer. So the nice thing about the yum dinger, though, is once you slide the O-ring on there, there's a little groove right there, so you can just take, and some videos that you watch on YouTube, it'll show you guys using 2 O-rings and crisscrossing them and all that. I just use the one, and it seems to work out just fine. So there you have it. If you want to kind of straighten it out a little bit more, you can do that. And then what happens is when it's laying flat on the bottom, it's like this. But when you pull it up, it bends like that. And then as soon as you take the slack out of the line, this flattens out and takes off like it's a darting bait fish. And the bass will nail the daylights out of this. There's also another technique that I'm going to be trying this year called the Nico rig. I guess it's been around for a while, and I just noticed it. I've looked at some of the other things, and I've seen it where they'll put some kind of weight right here in the nose end of the hook of the bait, so that way there it gives you a little bit more, because it works out better that way. Now, there's also another way that you can rig the wacky style as well, and there's a weighted version of it, and I'll show you what that is as well. So you take your bait, take your O-ring, slide it on the end, Just like that. Slide a little bit further where the groove is. And do the same thing as a non-weighted one. Just take and slide it under the O-ring. Hook it into the bait a little bit. That way there. And there you have it. Just like that. But yeah, hook it into the bait a little bit when you're doing that. That way there, you're not just hooked by the O-ring. And when the fish takes it, it gets the whole bait and everything. So, but you know, like I said, if you want to use a wacky tool, by all means you can. I'll show you that too. You just take the fat end of the bait and slide it in there. Bring your O-ring to the end, like that. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. All right. So now your O-ring is on there, and then, like I said, you can use any of these hooks. Gamogatsu makes. There's a constant debate of with these weedless hooks, missing hookups and stuff like that. I found out that to be true. I was fishing a lake last year, and I had it rigged weedless. And what happened is when the fish would grab the bait, grab the hook, and take off with it, when you go to set the hook, sometimes it's hard to get that wire to trip. So, like I said, these are the VMCs. Now, there is something that Gamogatsu makes, and you can check those out. And there's other ones out there too. But bottom line, you know, one of my buddies that I fish with, he doesn't use weedless at all. He just uses the regular octopus hooks and a weed guard, because you're hitting it in there, and when the fish is going to hit the bait, they're going to hit it on the way down. So when you pull it up, a lot of times, or just watch your line, and you'll see it take off. So that's the wacky rig. Please subscribe to my channel, Leatherstock and Angler. Like it if you like it. I'm going to look forward to doing a lot more videos. Thank you for your time. Have a great day, guys. Gals.